What's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. I know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7, and this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate y'all, man. Even if you watching on your TV, you come to the channel for the videos or the vibes or whatever the case is, I appreciate you as well. I hope you having a smooth 7. Shout out to the collective, man. Y'all know I really love y'all, for real, for real. Spam up how long you been subbed up. Let me know. We coming up on that 100K. So I ain't gonna hold you. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. But y'all know what type of time we on, man. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
Los Angeles completely flooded last night after one heavy rainstorm. At first it was fires and now it's flooding, and I cannot help but feel bad for these people. That last clip was from Melrose, and this is somebody's home. Honestly, that water's gonna just keep coming back in there. And it all has to do with poor infrastructure. Because we have a sewer system with gutters, but as you can see, they're overflowing. The water has nowhere to go, so it's just pouring to people's businesses and homes. And I just feel lucky that I'm pretty high up that it won't affect me. But this is just one other thing that people of Los Angeles are going to have to be mindful of each year. It's going to rain at least a couple times and do this. Good luck taking PCH today, because there was a massive mudslide. This is right near the beach, and it's a beautiful drive, but now it's completely covered in mud and water. You will not be able to drive through this. This is going to be a reoccurring thing every year. And this is Duke's restaurant. It's really popular. It survived the fires, but doesn't look like it's going to survive the mudslide. It looks like the disaster recovery team is on it, so we'll see. But what do you guys think about this?
To me, it's just a slap in the face. They could have did that with the fires.
Have you heard the crazy conspiracy theory that celebrities get mentally frozen at the age that they got famous? These examples will explain a lot. Taylor Swift has confirmed that she is a victim of this conspiracy theory.
You know, there's this thing people say about celebrities that they're frozen at the age they got famous, and that's kind of what happened to me.
Her pathological people-pleasing is definitely a quality of an agreeable, shy teenage girl. The arrested development of celebrities may offer an explanation as to why Leonardo DiCaprio only goes for women under 25. As he got worldwide famous in 1996 when he was 22. His type back then was ingenue, stereotypical supermodels who were his age, and they grew out of that, but he never did. Don't turn 25, baby, you're too sexy. An extreme example could be Michael Jackson, who got famous when he started performing at the age 5. And without getting into the dark side to respect everyone involved, he did admit he bought the Neverland Ranch to be a sanctuary for kids to have a perfect childhood experience that he never got to have because of fame. And maybe he saw himself in those kids. I think there's more to the eternally 12 birthday cake Mariah Carey always has. Selena Gomez got worldwide famous when she was a preteen. Maybe that could explain why she's addicted to middle school drama. Before I tell you the craziest example, for a deeper dive in this theory with these examples and more examples, go check out the video version on YouTube and the audio version for my podcast. The craziest example of this that got me really thinking about this week is when Miranda Cosgrove said she has never drinking before because she's never had a reason to. What a strange thing to say. And she doesn't smoke and will only swear a little bit, but she thinks it's like endearing, like when it's funny when a little kid swears and everyone laughs. Then I got to thinking, oh my god, she's frozen at 5 years old, Drake and Josh. She's frozen at Megan.
If you know, you know. Wait, celebrity skin suits.
Fred Savage?
I'm also Tony Danza, Cameron Manheim, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Kevin Nealon, John Forsythe, and Metallica drummer Lars Ulrich.
Call it bizarre, kind of disturbing, and a little freakish. Emma peels away a latex mask and bust to reveal the Sophia. Just can't help but wonder what's going on.
Alright, now that had to be CGI. Where's the hair?
Collagen, 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 collagen.
See that? This one, you can see this one clear as day. Clear as day. Okay?
Wait, isn't that the same Tyler Perry who literally wears skin suits and acts as other characters?
If you listen to the voice on Tyler Perry speak when he speaks, you will clearly hear Will Smith.
You know, she was so happy to have that. It's very sentimental for me, and we do a lot of shooting down here for a lot of the shows. I've been totally computer generated since like the 90s. We do a lot of shooting down here for a lot of the shows. It's 2019, y'all. Nothing's real.
That's a costume. That's a costume. That's a costume.
I don't know how we expect to go to the movies.
Collagen.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is Michael Jackson. Like, how the hell are we going to actually go to the movies? He has his disguise on, you know.
So at this point now, I'm tripped out because I'm like,
That's Michael.
Saw Mike just change and turn into a whole nother person. Like, he was a king of disguises. Like, this nigga could have been standing next to you the whole time. You would not even know it was Mike.
That disguise to him was the burn victim.
And Dave, yes, that's his name.
To his Encino house. I think I was in at Encino house. Hello all, this is Dave. How are you? I want to thank each and every one of you for your overwhelming support. May God bless you. I love you. Good night. Thank you very much for all of your support, and may God bless you all. I love you. Goodbye.
That's a costume.
Well, that's a lot to unpack. I'm not saying I believe all this, it's just a theory, right?
There's a time travel.
How y'all feel? Do all the celebrities to y'all wear these skin suits? I think some of them do. And then I think that's another topic. But how y'all feel though? How y'all feel? I saw Emma Watson. I'm like, bro, are you serious? That was one of the crushes as a kid. Y'all know I'm a Harry Potter fan. But it's just like, man, Michael being Dave. Pretty much we went over it. It's crazy because all those clips that was in there, we seen like a few of them that was like bits and pieces, but that one just put it all together as one. That was a dope little lineup. I like that. I like that last one we just went over. Y'all spam it up and let me know y'all thoughts.
There's a time traveler from the year 2671 who came to warn us about 2025. March 30th, a mile-wide asteroid is going to hit Central America.
Okay.
And millions will be killed, and it's going to be crazy. Then April 20th, many of the world's largest volcanoes will erupt. And for some reason, this is going to cause a lot of pressure in Yellowstone, Fuji, and Mauna Loa. And we'll see some massive eruptions.
This is all this year?
Yeah, this is all this year. This is what this time traveler came to say.
I'm just keeping track here.
September 21st, the first ever Category 6 hurricane will hit the United States. It'll be heavily focused and wind speeds of 400 miles per hour.
Okay.
It's going to be a hurricane named Karen. I'm not even kidding. This is what the
I'm stop writing. I was literally writing these down like an idiot.
Anyway, it's all over TikTok. I just didn't know if you saw it or not.
Is the hurricane going to complain to management?
I'm sure it will.
For entertainment purposes, y'all.
So not only has Greece experienced hundreds of earthquakes in the past couple of days, but they are also getting fireballs. And believe it or not, these two things have a lot in common. You see, Jesus Christ said that there would be earthquakes in diverse places, and he also said that there would be signs and wonders in the heavens. Maybe it's just me, but I don't believe that these things are happening as a coincidence. Both a bunch of earthquakes and even meteors flying over in the skies of Greece. I think that God is trying to wake us up. And if you didn't know, Greece is very influential in the Bible. Greece is very prevalent in the New Testament. They have a lot to do with the spreading of the gospel. When Jesus Christ came to the earth and he began his mission, he began his work and his passion, Greece was like the neighboring nation that began to be influenced by the teachings of Christ after Israel. So I don't think it's a light thing when we are seeing all of these happenings over there in Greece, in Athens, which is like their hub. It's like their New York City, essentially. My advice to those tuned in right now is to get a relationship with Jesus Christ and begin to take these things serious. Because guys, we're right now in this grace period where we can kind of watch everything happen from afar. But pretty soon the time is coming where these things will affect us immediately and personally. And a lot of people just won't be able to have the mental clarity to know where to go, where to find Jesus, where to look in the Bible, so on and so forth. So right now, while we have that grace, take advantage of it. Get a relationship with Jesus Christ before stuff hits the fan, and then you're really going to be lost forever.
Spam up your thoughts, man. Let me know.
Is anyone else getting an overwhelming feeling that something really bad is going to happen soon and you don't know what? And it's like in the back of your spine just always, like recently, and getting like worse? If you have, I think I know what it is. Like genuinely, I think we actually have a sixth sense that science hasn't really discovered yet. And I think it's connected with something to do with the sun. And we can actually feel when the sun is going through changes or you know? And so I feel that connection is going to cause earthquakes, and this is our sixth sense that we haven't discovered, and it's telling us that there are earthquakes coming, like mega earthquakes. So if you're in some kind of zone that could be prone to earthquakes, please be prepared over the next couple months. February, March, April, May, those 4 months, I'm thinking. Be on high alert. I feel like there's something going on that's cosmic and solar and earthquakey. I don't know, maybe I'm talking nonsense. Maybe you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Let me know in the comments. And stay safe.
Does anybody else find it weird that Apple has been trying really hard to get everybody to download the new iOS system, making warnings and all this stuff, but people aren't doing that because they don't want to lose TikTok? And then now all of a sudden, TikTok's going back into the App Store. This just feels like a coincidence, like a really weird kind of coincidence right now. What's going on with this new update is what I'm really curious.
It feels like, and this is because this is what it is. And I don't mean no disrespect, because I'm included in this. We all about to be included into this. Me, you, anybody watching. It feels like we're a herd of sheep. And it feels like they're guiding us where they want us to go, to get to where they're trying to get us at. That's what it looks like to me. Because every time they have a plan and then we go against that, whether it's naturally or whether it's organically or maybe it's just something natural that happens. Like whether we plan it or whether it's just something that we naturally doing as humans that they can't control. They always throw us a plan B, plan C, plan D. They always got backup plans just in case. You know what I mean? So like, okay, they're gonna push this AI on us, right? So nobody updates their phone. Some people were willingly doing that. Some people just maybe didn't know they was doing it, but they was doing it. They had a backup plan. Oh, add that back to the store. That wasn't just thought of though. They've been planned all this out. They've been doing. So when we think of it from that perspective of what they're doing, they've been doing that through everything you can imagine. Everything. It's chess, bro. And you gotta be what? How many steps ahead of your opponent? A billion steps ahead of your opponent. And that's what they're doing with us. And that's why I say we should study them just as much as they study us. Because they done studied us inside out, from the brain to the DNA to the genes to whatever you want to put it, bro. They done studied us all the way through. And they just trying to dictate where we go. We the sheep of herp and we the herd of sheep. And they just guiding us where they want us to go. We go this way, okay, put a block there and then make them go back that way. That's what it seems like they're doing to me, but y'all spam up y'all thoughts.
There's a theory why they actually took down TikTok for that little period.
Why?
Apparently, like, they didn't even have to ban, or they didn't have to take it down.
Okay.
Because they never got, like, a notice from the government saying, yo, let's take it down. So them taking it down was almost the litmus test to see how it would go.
Okay.
If that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Now, the theory is, the reason they did that, though, was because there's too many real conspiracies on the app that were becoming way too popular.
Okay.
And they just wanted to reset everybody's algorithm.
Word.
So a lot of people on TikTok right now, they're saying they used to have all of these TikToks of conspiracy theories, LA fires, Diddy, Luigi, and there was so much at once.
Yeah.
And it's hard to stop that from becoming popularized if that's what's going viral, right? So what happens to everyone's For You page? Goes deeper and deeper into conspiracy, into almost like breaking down government secrets.
Because that's what the algorithm would feed that person.
Exactly. And it's popularizing that mindset of looking like that.
That's crazy. They just don't want man's informed. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
So what people are saying was that reset was to make everybody's For You page different.
Okay.
And to change everyone so that they can just push more whatever.
Yeah. It's crazy because like usually I do my research on TikTok before I come in the podcast. Like some YouTube, some TikTok, but like directly TikTok. And there were some conspiracy theorists that I usually like take, like I research stories from. And yo, you have to, it's like they're shadow banned. Like, you gotta search for them. I actually had to search up his profile, like his whole name, type in his whole name.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if y'all seen this footage. It could be fake. It could be real, mother. All I know is it looked real as a motherfucker to me, even though it's grainy, dog. So let's get into the mother footage. That right there is a mother UFO supposedly going to inside of a crater in the moon, dog. Look at that shit. Went right in that mother. And then you about to see the mother crater closed up, dog. Now people have been saying a lot of shit about this moon. Now a long time ago they shot a mother rocket into the moon and that mother went off and sounded like a bell. It rang for a long mother time, dog. Now that don't make no sense if it's a mother moon like they said, but there's a lot of theories about the moon really not being a moon and the moon being a mother spaceship, dog. Here's a movie to check out, Moonfall, starring Halle Berry, and it talks about the moon coming closer to Earth and the moon being a spaceship, dog, from a different civilization that came to our planet and they were destroyed by AI, dog. Check the movie out. But this shit right here, dog, look like a motherfucking spaceship went into that motherfucking moon, dog. That's a big fact. That's what I think happened. You can believe whatever the f want, though. Peace.
I just got 3 questions. When did New Jersey get a volcano? How come none of the citizens that's from New Jersey knew they had a volcano in New Jersey? And then why I looked this shit up, the last time it erupted was 400 million years ago. What are y'all doing in 2025 to make it want to come back? Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know y'all had a volcano out there. Spam it up if y'all knew that shit. I didn't know. That's crazy. Wait, what? That made me question, is there other volcanoes in other places that we don't know? That they just didn't tell us? It's worth the question, right? But, clip before that, I never seen the movie Moonfall. Spam it up if you have. If you liked it, is it worth the watch? But if he talking about... See, I heard this theory that the moon was once attached to Earth. That was before I learned that it was a planet, or... That was before I had got the knowledge of all these other theories. Which one I choose to believe, I'm not quite sure. I'm going to just let the truth come to light. I'm going to just listen to everybody's theories, if that even makes sense. But we've heard that it's soul harvesting. We've heard that it's another planet. We've heard that it's, what did they call it? The wall of the firmament. Y'all seen that video. That was early on in the channel. That it's like the corner of the firmament or something, and when the sun's reflecting off the water, is showing the corner of it. It was all, we seen all types of crazy videos. So what I believe, I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna just let it all come out to play. But y'all spam up y'all thoughts, man. I just think the moon is becoming very interesting. It is getting a little closer. It is getting closer. I know y'all said it. I've said it. The moon's kind of weird sometimes, but y'all let me know y'all thoughts.
Are we still on the same planet? Because apparently there's supposed to be a volcano eruption in New Jersey. I'm doing my daily scrolling and I see a creator say that she heard that there's supposed to be a volcano eruption in New Jersey. I have lived in New York my entire life and I never knew that there was a volcano in New Jersey. So you know I had to jump down that rabbit hole, right? And look at this. There is a volcano in New Jersey called the Beamerville Volcano. And that volcano that's in Wantagh, New Jersey, is 2 hours away from New York. Come on, y'all gotta be playing. So first it's the mutant sharks that came out of the volcano. And that's crazy. And now we got a volcano that's about to erupt in New Jersey. Listen, come on now. See what y'all about to do is, y'all about to stop making me go to Jersey. I go to Jersey all the time. I food shop in Jersey. I party in Jersey. I do things in Jersey. And you telling me that all these years I've been in New York, I never knew that there was a volcano in New Jersey. No, a volcano in New Jersey. Anybody with any information on this, please let me know. Let me know, because I need to know. I'm out.
Did you know that there is a volcano in New Jersey, and some people believe that it may erupt this year? The volcano is specifically located in Wantagh, New Jersey, and even though it hasn't been active for thousands of years, I wouldn't be surprised if those predictions were correct, because the Canlaon volcano located in the Philippines just erupted on December 9th. A volcano in Indonesia just erupted a few days ago on January 11th. And scientists are saying that a giant underwater volcano named Axel, located off the coast of Oregon, has a pretty good chance of erupting this year as well. It's also worth mentioning that Yellowstone, while not expected to erupt anytime soon, is seeing its volcanic activity shift, and I can't help but think that this has something to do with the Earth's magnetic field shifting. For those of you who may not know, about every 10,000 years, Earth's magnetic field flips in polarity, and it's believed that when it does this, major weather phenomena happen all over the world in the form of storms, major increases and decreases in temperature, and even volcanic eruptions. Ironically, a report was released not too long ago talking about how fast the magnetic North Pole was moving. Maybe it's all connected.
Just hope it's snowing Sac one day. You know what pisses me off? The fact that we had those fires. All those animals that was going through all that, you know, all that shit too. It wasn't just humans. And they talking about wasn't no water in the fire hydrants. And we saw Newsom all smiley with a smirk on his face. Me and smile, but it was a smirk I saw. And I saw comments and I asked y'all if that was a smirk. And y'all said, yeah, about no water was in those things. And he's trying to get the president on speed dial. And he's not answering. He has no signal. Like, bro, you coming up with all these excuses out your ass. And there's people going through real life shit right now. And now all of a sudden it's flooding. That don't make no sense, bro. That pisses me off. That does, bro. That shit's crazy.
So y'all do know the game's going to be played like this, right? That the 120-hour work week thing, we're not actually going to work 120 hours a week. No, what they're going to do is they're going to change the wording of the laws so that federally 120 hours is what's considered the work week. So all of your benefits that require you to be full-time by legal classification now change. So no, you're not actually going to have to work 120 hours a week, but all the laws are going to change to reflect that as the standard.
Shit, man, the world is crazy sometimes.
This is what our fruit used to look like before humans genetically modified it. And all I can say is what happened to our food? How do we get the food that we're seeing today from this? And this is probably why we're getting all these chronic illnesses, because the food that we're eating today is not natural to the body. How did watermelon go from looking like a Dragon Ball to the watermelon that we're eating today? And some people will go as far as to say is that we genetically modified it so we can have more food on it. But is that healthy? Is that the way that God created it? Even when you go out the country, certain fruits does not look the same. This is how a strawberry look like in Thailand. And if the natural wild version look like that, then what are we actually consuming? What are the effects of the food that we're eating? Y'all need to be asking yourself this. Also, what y'all think about our fruit being genetically modified in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. And remember, if you want to grow your social media to get paid passive revenue, comment down below ATM and I'm going to send a method in your DMs. Watch the food!
Damn. Take us back.
Did you know this about corn?
What about corn? Corn is the worst thing you can ever eat in your life. Stay away from corn. Corn is impossible to break down. That's why when you eat corn whole, it comes out. Corn is a gnarly grain. You do not want to put corn inside of you. Corn actually have a lectin inside of it called xian. And xian is hard to break down. Xian will actually penetrate the blood and brain barrier. It will go into your brain. It will connect itself to opioid-like receptors, and it will stimulate your appetite and hormones. Corn actually causes it's like gluten do. Corn cannot be broken down, and it tears up and it destructs the bowel walls. So stay away from corn.
Y'all, I really think that moon was put here as a form of control. I'm about to go a little deep with it, so this is for my deep thinkers. If you're not a deep thinker, you are welcome to stay. Don't get in them comments with that small brain energy, because I gave y'all a warning. Okay, let's take it from the top. You know how the term lunar is all about the moon, right? We've been living under this lunar influence for eons. But what if the influence is all wrong? What if the moon that we've currently been orbiting isn't the true moon? Let me get this out the way. I'm just asking questions so you can think. I'm not saying what's right or what's wrong, but these are my thoughts and downloads. So if the moon and influence that we've been under isn't the true one, that means that we've been living under something artificial. Something manipulated. Yeah, I know the word lunatic comes from the belief that people go mad every time there's a full moon, right? And all we gotta do is have the doctors and nurses come in the comments and confirm this. It's every full moon, they say the hospital ER rooms be packed. Even when you out on a day-to-day basis on a full moon, you gonna hear sirens galore. It's like that artificial or unbalanced lunar body up there has been making us real unbalanced. It has a way of pulling our emotions and our actions into chaotic patterns that feel disconnected from our true self. It's been controlling our ebb and flow. It's like an energy parasite feeding off of our natural rhythm. See, here's where my download came in. We talked about the return of Nibiru a few times over here, or a lot of people like to call it Planet X. It's a cosmic force that some believe is coming back into our solar system, but I know that it's here already. But it's a giant celestial body with a long-ass orbit. And it's said that its return has the power to radically shift our dynamic. And I think we've been seeing the results of that now. Could Nibiru's return be linked to the reemergence of Earth's real moon? I wonder. Because you know how you go outside now and you can see the moon during the day? I'm like, that's strange. I've never seen that before. But then I don't know if it's because that's the frequency that I'm on, so I can see things that's truly there now. Or it could be linked to my theory that Nibiru brought back our true moon. Like, what if Nibiru's gravitational pull stirred up some shit and made our new moon come on back into orbit? The natural satellite that belongs to Earth. Because you do know anything artificial mimics something original, right? Yes, like I said, those natural satellites. We've just been bound to the artificial ones for a long time. Nibiru is near. It's said to be a moment of great spiritual awakening. Oh, don't let me forget the transformation. Last I checked, people waking up by the drove. So the real moon returning is breaking us free from that false lunar influence. Think about it. That's that same moon that's been messing with our subconscious, as well as our physical and even spiritual health, which is another reason I said it was placed here as another tool of control. It's been the lunar force behind so much of the chaos and imbalance in a lot of our lives, especially us ladies. Shit, they say the moon is the reason why we get our rag every month. If that's the case, get that shit up out of here immediately. Return of Nibiru is the event that's going to shake loose the shackles. And it's going to realign our energy with the true lunar cycle, one that actually harmonizes with our earthly essence, instead of distorting it like it's been doing. This is most likely why so many people say they see multiple moons. Have y'all noticed the moon has been full a lot lately? Completely off the normal pattern. The last time I talked about the moon, I had a video showing how low it was to the ground. Hell, I thought it was about to land. Can you imagine a sky full of moons, and I mean the real moon, lunar bodies that speak to our ancient origin? These moons could hold the key to reconnect us to our true self. It might even help us realign our energies with the natural energies of the earth. Because their main goal has been to knock us off of our original cycle. This is what made me create that 13-month calendar. While I know time isn't real, it's a man-made construct, I understand that our ancestors went by cycles. The cycles went according to the moon. And the moon that I think it went according to was our real moon back in the day, not that shit up there now. I'm all for restoring that moon that was meant to guide us. I don't know about y'all, but the energy yesterday was wild. And the first thing I thought about was, let me look at that moon. Sure enough, it wasn't a full moon, but it almost looked like one. Yeah, I know my theory about the full moon. I think it gets full once it captures enough soul. And then it go away for a little bit to burp, and then come right back and do the same shit over and over again. That's why when a lot of people say, why you don't like the moon? I feel so connected to it. I'm like, I don't like that moon. I've never liked it. This is why I've always drawn the sun as a child. Never drawn the moon. It's probably because my soul knew it was fake. Ladies, I feel like our bodies have been forced into a pattern that's not natural to us. That damn 28-day menstrual cycle. Y'all know menses is also linked to lunar, which is moon. Then it controls the tides, and we made of mostly water, so then what you think it's doing to us? Again, it's linked to lunacy and erratic behavior. For a lot of people, it disturbs their sleep too when it's a full moon. Now it's interfering with our damn rest cycle. For certain groups of people, the moon gives them energy. But for other groups, and I think I'm in this group, there's nothing about the moon that gives me energy. But to be fair, I know a lot of people who use the moon to do a lot of spiritual work, and it works for them. I have a lot of people that I work with that feel like they're moon children. If I do any moon work for those people, when we curate our Florida water, we channeling real moon energy. Because everything is about intention. Y'all know the moon is linked to feminine energy, right? Y'all know how the divine feminine has been suppressed for so long. What if that artificial version is what's suppressing the divine feminine? Again, I'm just asking questions. Make sure y'all get in them comments and let me know your thoughts. You know, if you enjoy all things deep thought, I want to see you at my Puff and Paint February 28th and March 1st. But just know them March 1st tickets are gone. I still got a few more tickets for February 28th, so I hope to see all of y'all there. Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
Hey, she gave a lot to think about. That was a dope.
Dark predictions for March 2025, part 2. I see the collapse of ChatGPT or OpenAI because of Sam. Big trouble coming for him. New conflict in the Middle East sparks WW3 fears. Guys, these are just predictions. I hope they don't all come true. I hope any of them don't come true. Unexpected of famous celebrity. Major emergency product recall, something to do with health. The collapse of a large building or buildings in a popular city. Again, I hope it doesn't happen, guys. Danger in the Mediterranean. Sudden huge cost increase leads to protests, and I think it's in Europe, but it could be Africa, okay? And guys, if you want to bookmark this to see if I'm right or wrong, hit those buttons, let me know, and stay tuned for part 3 and to see my other predictions. Message me if you want a personal prediction.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't he just recently have a recall on them No Bueno Nutella bars? Bro, I had one. Bro, when I say I was hurt, my stomach was hurt. I was sick, bro. Y'all don't have to see those moments because most of the time I don't eat before a video, nothing. I kind of like try to intermittent fast. That day, I had just finished a video. I probably had already edited, so I think it was like an off day or something. Whatever it was already like ahead of schedule. Stomach started killing me. I was hurt, and come back around and see recall on them No Buenos. Now that was like what, a few weeks ago. When he say recalls, we've had quite a number of recalls on a lot of shit. I could see that happening. He said buildings or buildings maybe collapse. Earthquakes could cause that. Let's hope not. But again, y'all, this for entertainment purposes. But y'all spam up and bookmark that. Or if y'all want to come back at the end of the year and see if these predictions came true. It's all it's right there, man. Screenshot, whatever y'all would like to do.
Other countries are on red flag alert for Do you not understand what I just said? Other countries are on red flag alert for... Are you listening?
Do you think Beverly Hills was, this was an area they built on purpose? Hollywood is not really there to entertain you. Like, that's great that happens.
You're out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing.
To all the producers, the musicians, the designers, moved us all out to Hollywood, moved us all out to New York, chasing gold statues, literally signing a contract and selling our souls.
All lies will be exposed.
Then the real Hollywood came. They would come to us and they would tell us about vanity and losing your mind in Hollywood and be careful. And they came back from Hollywood to try to expand us. And they sat us down and go, you ain't gonna believe what we saw.
A lot of symbolism there.
And she says this, and this is really scary.
Let me see.
Because she's talking about Kendrick Lamar.
She always talks truth though.
She talks truth?
Yes,
well,
she talks
this
truth.
prediction would be crazy if it happens.
She always talks
But
truth.
hopefully this doesn't happen.
Sacrifice Kendrick. Don't say that.
Hold on.
They're gonna try to sacrifice Kendrick.
Oh,
Don't
fuck.
say that. Don't say that. I do. I'm out here on the West Coast. I'm in California.
This is Jaguar Wright, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
I think they're gonna try to sacrifice Kendrick.
Why, though?
I think that's what the Super Bowl is all about.
Crazy.
Whoa.
And I don't want to hear you say that because what you be saying, it be coming to pass.
Yes, fam.
Like we gotta cast that down. We gotta like not Kendrick.
Oh wait, so is she saying that?
Person to move right now. Man, that hurt my soul.
That's a good point. Who would be a crazy person to remove right now? That's
No, but is she saying like sacrifice? You know, like in this big Super Bowl commercials, they start pushing out all that demonic stuff.
Yeah.
You think that sacrifice in a way that he's just gonna show that he's switching sides, or like show that he's on that side for sure. I don't believe he's actually gonna get like done.
I don't know. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
This is just what she's saying. I'm just hearing what she's saying.
Yeah.
They want him. They want him.
Oh my god, why is she so creepy when she talks?
He's waking too many people up. He's waking too many people up. He's talking pure facts. You know.
That's crazy.
People look at Kendrick like he's just another rapper. Truth is he's an artist who knows how to rap very well. He is an artist first, but he is a true believer in
Take Tupac.
Yeah.
I went to post this not with Jumpers Jump, but just the interview right after the Super Bowl. I think it was right after the Super Bowl. It couldn't get past, you know, it was a copyright, but hopefully since it hit the Jumpers Jump, I'm able to use it because it's not actually the footage when she was speaking on it. Oh man, that day I did ask y'all, and like I said, I had to take that out, and I took this part out that I'm about to say now. I remember asking y'all if that was to come, for one, anybody on the West Coast, man, y'all, I know that's gonna hurt us. We lost Nip. Pac ain't from the West, but he repped the West. So we claim Pac over here. I'm just saying, we claim Pac. But we lost them two, man. That would hurt. That would hurt. But then the other question I had came with was, who y'all think coming after Kendrick? Man, you can't get rid of one and think it ain't gonna multiply. Or another one ain't coming. Like, y'all, they crazy to even think that. It's been happening over and over and over. You get rid of one, it's gonna be more that come, and it's gonna be another one who more powerful than that. That's all I'm gonna say, man. But that will hurt the West Coast. So let's not hope that shit come true, because Jaguar Wright be saying facts. So let's hope that shit don't come true. Because Nipsey, that shit hurt.
This is probably one of the weirdest things I've come across. There was this prophecy of a Hopi chief. This prophecy goes back to where before the white man was in America. He had this whole sketch. They didn't have a written language, but he predicted really crazy stuff. He said there's this separation at the end of this drawing. It could either be chaos or it could be the coming of the Great Spirit again. It boiled down to one individual. It is known that our true white brother, when he comes, will be all powerful and will wear a red cap or a red cloak. He will bring with him the sacred stone tablets, with him 2 great ones. One will have the symbol, it looked like it just an X. And when I read that, just chills went down me. He mentioned that one of these people, the man with the X symbol, he said he will be a man of great invention.
I'm just now understanding the X reference.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
When it talked about the sacred tablets, that was
we talked about the Mar-a-Lago.
We talked about the Mar-a-Lago Ark of the Covenant thing. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Vanga was a blind Bulgarian mystic who at age 12 lost her sight and claimed that she was given the gift of prophecy in place of it. Now, she made several predictions. We're going to talk about year 2025 because it lines up with what Nostradamus said too, and I don't like that shit. She predicted that there would be World War III in 2025. I don't like that shit either. She also predicted that we would make contact with extraterrestrials. That I'm good with. And then she said that humans would develop telepathic abilities to communicate with each other. Now hear me out on this one. Elon Musk also said that by 2025 his Neuralink chip would be implemented. Is that going to give us telepathic abilities? I don't know. As far as contact with extraterrestrials go, I mean, have you looked in the sky here recently? We've got drones and orbs everywhere. Something's going on. Nostradamus, a French psychic, is already off to a good start in 2025 as he predicted there would be quantum physics breakthroughs, and we have the Willow AI chip introduced by Google. Not only did he predict a lot of cool shit happening in 2025, he also predicted some pretty scary shit happening in 2025, like a war in Europe or an ancient plague in Europe. He said that the East and the West would go to war just like World War III, just kind of like Baba Vanga said too. Anyways, I don't like that shit.
Telepathically speaking, I'm cool with it as long as it don't come from Elon. Facts. Damn a Neuralink. Shout out to BYS Real, my guy, man.
There's definitely a symbiotic relationship with our phones and our minds. This algorithm is scary. This algorithm does expose you to you, even on a day-to-day emotional basis. And I want y'all to pay attention. And there's people that are going to confirm what I'm about to say right now that have already sought this or paid attention to this. This algorithm is so scary, and I think this confirms the symbiotic relationship with our mind to our cell phones. Is you'll be going through something emotionally, a certain specific something, and you'll start getting content directed at that specific something. Example, a breakup. You'll get breakup content. You're in a situation where your mother's doing something. You'll get situations with mothers and sons. You get a situation with, say you're actually going through these things. You get a situation where it's about your friends doing you dirty or something. You'll get a whole bunch of content of that. While you're going through that, tell me I'm not the only one that has recognized that pattern when it comes to what you're going through and then the content that you get received on your phone through TikTok. And the best part is you can go there and listen to us. Now it's not a listening thing. This is shit in my head. So how does thoughts in my head translate to the content that I receive? Test it out. And it actually shows how your vibration, your electronic signal, your frequency, goes right to your phone. Think we can just talk about this shit? Go ahead, test it out. Watch the next time you go through something emotionally. And watch how the content through the TikTok algorithm matches your emotion.
I haven't had it like that. I thought, and we did go over this video, I stopped using my AirPods and I had to go back to wired headphones. Because every time I was using my AirPods, I was getting spam emails off shit that I was thinking. If I spoke about something, I had just talked about not renewing my Prime, Amazon Prime membership to stream movies and stuff like that until either Raising Kanan or a new Power come out or Power Force come out. Those is my shows. So when those shows is on, I'll get Prime. When those shows is off, Prime gotta go. Right as I was speaking about it, Prime pops up on my email as a spam. Renew. And I was like, that's kind of weird. And then we went over a video and they said that they're reading, it's firing off, they have a patent, and it's firing off your brain cells and your thoughts and all these brain waves to the AirPod, and it's sending that information back to your phone. And if we electricity and we have frequency, then why wouldn't our phones be able to read that? So that's where the Apple Intelligence learning from your app don't matter, because it's now you got AirPods. If there's patents in the AirPods and you turn off Apple Intelligence off your phone, it's still getting the information through the AirPods. It's still getting you information through searching. That's all I'm saying. So I don't think that was really that big of a deal. If we really think about it, they've been doing all that shit. They just, again, turning up the fire with a frog in the water. But let me know if that's a reach though.
This shit right here was filmed over a decade ago in Scotland or Ireland or some shit. Watch this shit, dog. This is crazy work. Keep watching. You about to see. What that? That mother rock opened up like a door, dog. Now, people speculated years ago that they think giants were living inside that motherfucker, but ain't no telling. Now, I don't think this is only in Ireland either, because these type of formations are all over the motherfucking world, dog. And now that I think about it, I live in Ohio, and this shit's in Ohio too. What's living inside that motherfucker? Maybe it ain't giants, maybe it's these elite motherfuckers. Maybe it's the reptilian motherfucker. They in that motherfucker just chilling whole time. And that would have freaked me the f out if I would have saw that shit. The motherfucker rock open and close like a door. Well, I guess it is a motherfucking door. I don't want to enter that motherfucker either. I would never go inside that motherfucker. But I will pay a motherfucker too. I'll pay top dollar for a motherfucker going there. Tell me what you see, what you find. I'll give you everything you need. Flashlights, all that shit. I'll even give you a pew-pew. Just record everything. Send that shit to my motherfucking email. So I can know. And if you make it out, I'm gonna have your ass travel all over the world looking for shit like that. We gonna make a whole series out of it. We gonna be rich as a mother. Cause that shit right there is different. Dog. Peace.
I saw plane crashes. There will be plane crashes taking place. Planes are going to crash on the runway itself. And I think it is in this prophecy, yes. I saw that there will be a lot of plane crashes. Planes will crash on the runway itself. Planes will crash into stationary objects, and they will also crash with other planes, especially in rainy and foggy conditions. Horrible mishaps are going to be made by air traffic controllers to the point that when planes are cleared for takeoff, they will be cleared for takeoff on the same runway at the same time. And the air traffic controllers will not note the proper takeoff order, and it will result in a tragic event. Excuse me, please. The Lord said that we will see fireballs on the runway. So this is literally two planes smashing into each other, nose to nose, one plane smashing into the side, caving in the side, windows falling in, and then boom. We will see fireballs on the runway. We will see fireballs in the sky too, as planes blow up from technical problems or catch fire soon after takeoff, or when they've gained some altitude. They're just going to have some kind of technical mishap, and we're just going to see that entire thing exploding as it's in the ascent, or when it's climbed up and it's leveled off, and then you see it higher up in the sky. And God says that some planes will catch fire and have to come down again, and only some of them will be successful in catching fire, and the pilot may be managing to turn the thing around or quickly bring it down. He says that some of them will unsuccessfully come down because of the fire when they catch fire, and it's going to result in very terrible tragedies that will be all over the news.
For entertainment purposes, y'all.
God is saying that people are going to be moving halfway across the world to resettle themselves, to be safe, to stay away from outbreaking hotspots of war. And God is saying Mexico is going to have a hard time with this because of America. Yah is saying that Mexico is going to have a very hard time with this when war comes to the United States, that Mexico is going to get the brunt of the fleeing Americans. He says it's not Canada. He says the pass up through the mountains is too difficult, and the majority of them are not cut out to be going through those rugged mountains, finding their way to freedom. But Mexico is relatively easy, he says, to flee to. So Mexico is going to have trouble, Yah is saying, with so many people. Yah says that you can beef up your border patrol, Mexico, but you're just not going to be able to handle the influx of Americans that are going to be scrambling across that border, trying to find safety, trying to find protection from a war that is going to break out suddenly. You are going to have a war before you know it. You are going to have a conflict before you know it. You are going to have a clash with your government before you know it, before you can make sense of what is happening, before you can get your wits together. God says before you can actually even look at your investments and see which investment to keep and which investment to divest of. Divest means I'm going to put this back on the market and I'm going to sell it and try and get a little bit more of my money back in my pocket. God says before you can even make the financial decisions that you want to make, the financial decisions that you think are right for your family, while you are yet pondering on that, God says that a war, a conflagration, it's just like you leave all the stovetops on in the house. The anxiousness that I'm feeling is just as if you are looking at someone cooking and then all their stovetops, they just leave all 4 hobs on and then turn off the kitchen light and go to bed. And who does that? Who leaves that kind of situation unattended? But Yah says you have left so many things unattended because of your sloppy nature, because of your assumptive nature. America, you assume so much. You make so much presumptions. You do the kind of math that the facts do not support. Anywhere that there's a gap, where there's not a fact to fill that gap, you just assume. You fill that gap with an assumption. You just say, well, you know, if that's going to happen, we'll probably be able to do and that. And Yah is saying, what is a probability in the face of the reality that you have not guarded yourselves, you have not managed yourselves, you have not built up yourself a storehouse of even 1 year's supply to feed this population if anything should happen. Even 1 year's supply. Yah says there is no wisdom in your midst. There is no wise man. There is no Joseph. There is no savior who was raised up in your midst to have the kind of prescience. Prescience means that a person is able to see into the future, not even by prophetic means. This is a person who is able to look at the situation on the ground and say, this looks bad. This sector is bad. That sector is bad. This sector is weak. That sector is shaky. That sector is having a bad season for the 5th year in a row. And we need to do something. We need to take steps. We need to fix something. Yah says that there's not been a person sitting in leadership in America in 50 years with the ability to look to the future and make decisions that was sound for Americans. And as a result, he says, your spindly legs, you're going to stumble, and ultimately you're going to fall, and you're going to hurt yourself hard, and you're going to have a war. You are going to have a conflict. You are going to shoot one another in this country. Your hate groups are already rising, and you're going to boil over like an unattended pot on a stove that has been left on too long because you did not take the time to secure yourselves and look to the future. You had no one to work on the future for you. You had no one to plan the future for you. And God says there's going to be trouble here at home in America. I don't know when, but he says that just like that, it's going to be 1 minute. What are my investments? And things are not looking good. And what can I do with my investments? And the next minute you're going to hear that America is fighting, and you're going to literally ask, fighting what? Fighting who? Thinking that it's a foreign enemy. He says you're going to fight yourself. And Mexico is going to have a problem because of that, because of border influx. That man throwing that huge rock, the water's just going whoosh, displaced until the basin that can barely contain the hugeness of this rock is almost empty. That's how, to the extent Americans are going to run away from this country, to the extent that the country itself will hardly be holding people, fleeing to all the 4 corners of the world. Yah is saying there is no place that you will not go to seek asylum, to seek protection, and to seek safety. God.
You know what's funny with this? Me and my grandfather used to get in an argument. We had gotten into a big argument one time, and then some things hit the news, and like some of my family, they real big on the news. As you see, I'm not. I'm the black sheep. I'm gonna step outside the zone and be like, yeah, I gotta go this way. I can't follow that. And he said he didn't think that it was gonna be a 3-letter word. Remember, this for entertainment purposes. And I said it's gonna be a civil 3-letter word. He said, why would you say that? I said, man, we gonna self-destruct ourselves. I said, it's too much going on now. We can't even see eye to eye now. We go to war because we don't agree on something now. I see it in the comments. But then also, we are doing some type of good work as well, and we're growing as well, because I've seen comments and somebody said, hey, yo, I love the channel, I love the videos. Even though I don't see the same things you see or agree on it, I'm glad that we could see it. We don't have to fight about that. So just as much as I get certain comments that people want to go at me over this shit because I don't agree on something, instead of being able to just talk it out and keep peace, instead of having to cause destruction, there's still other people who actually do that. So it's a 50-50 split. I see the good and I see the bad, but just the fact that we still see the bad is the fact that it lets us know this shit could go left. Remember having at the state capitol? Look at shit like that. That ain't cool. But what if it was the other side? That ain't cool on nobody's part. We are adults. We need to act like it. We need to communicate. We need to talk. We need to see eye to eye. And if we can't see eye to eye, it's okay to have a disagreement. It's okay to not agree on the same shit all the time. The world ain't perfect. So when people, look, we need to stop acting like privileged ass kids. And stop acting like shit's supposed to always go our way. That's not life. It's not always gonna go your way. You're not gonna always be able to dictate what happens when you want it to happen. Some shit is out of your control. If you can't control another person's mindset, that's out of your control. Respect it though, because that's a human. And that's how I feel like we can stop this shit from going left, if it hasn't already taken that path. But I used to always say, that's how it's gonna be. That's what's gonna happen. But I feel like you gotta destruct in order for the new shit to come about. And my only thing is, Mexico, I ain't coming to y'all. I got homies that's from there. Shout out to my Mexican homies. But me, I'm heading up to Vancouver. Yeah, I already know. I already got the plan, man. We going straight through Oregon, straight through Washington. We're going through all them states, and we getting to Vancouver, bro. Simple.
BY is real. You know, there's a saying that goes, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. So I dedicate this video to the guy on my Instagram that said, all I do is look for two people on the internet that look alike and then I run with it. It gets frustrating when my own people don't want to learn how to decode the matrix when I'm showing them clear as day in their face, but always want to complain and call me crazy and stupid for what I'm uncovering. You know, MLK's birthday is January 15th. That's 1/15. And Don King in gematria equals 115. All you got to do is reverse the alphabet, where Z equals 1 all the way up to A that equals 26, and just add this shit up. You're going to get 115. And my new viewers always ask me, BY is real, how did they do it? How did they make someone look like somebody else? And I tell them silicone face masks and silicone bodysuits have been out for years. As far as inventions go, you do know the first computer was created in the 1800s, right? Go look it up. Now, the first digital computer was made in 1945. They've created and invented shit years in advance. They just roll it out to us years down the line. So how do you control the masses and the minds of the masses? You only advance them when you are ready to advance them, not when you create the invention. You want to know how they numerically script an alleged assassination while in the same breath develop the new character numerically? You see how Don King and Memphis both equal 38 and 34 in the same exact cipher? So you mean to tell me the new character's name matches the death location of MLK? Wow. Not only that, from the alleged death date, which is April 4th, all the way up until Don King's birthday, August the 20th, that is a total of 4 months and 2 weeks. Martin equals 42. For all my people that used to watch Martin, the sitcom, I want you to go back and look and see what apartment number he used to live at. 42 is stamped all over Black history. It is the N-word number. A lot of people will still not see what I am attempting to show them. So now I'm going to test your other senses. Your hearing. I want you to pay attention to the vocal inflection of MLK and Don King.
It's a certain time a man got to say, if you don't stand for nothing, you don't live for something. And so I'm speaking out, irregardless and irrespective of what they think they may be able to do to me. And frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. You know, it's a time for crying. It's a time for shouting. It's a time for walking. It's a time for praying. It's a time for liberation and freedom. You know what I mean? And what I find here, that they are promoters, and they got the senators working on us. As promoters, we take the responsibility for being the promoter. They in kind is the promoter.
Like anybody, I would like to live
A long life, longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
Y'all see what I'm saying about the vocal inflection? It's clearly the same exact voice. Just like when I did the video on Jaguar Wright playing the role of Iyanla Vanzant. Let's not forget, this is Hollywood. They play multiple roles. But let's get back to these numbers. Don King's birthday, the year that MLK was assassinated, when you add all of that up, look at the top bar, that equals 115. Remember that number. That's MLK's birthday. So when you do it the short version, we skip down to the other line, 8 plus 20 plus 68, you see how that equals 96, and Dr. Martin Luther King equals 96? What I'm basically showing you is that Don King is a creative player. Now, I may not be the sharpest knife in the drawer, but their wives' names, Coretta and Henrietta, they just had to have the Etta, huh? One of them couldn't have been Sarah, Cynthia, Iris, Phyllis. None of that, huh? It had to be the same ending to their wives' names. Haven't we seen those set of friends before that when you see one, you would always see the other? They were like inseparable, side by side. Every moment you would see them at every single event. Always right next to each other, even to their alleged dying day. But see, in this thing called Hollywood, it continues, where they stay side by side, never leaving each other's side at every single event. Ladies and gentlemen, what I am showing you is that Jesse Jackson is the main staple between MLK and Don King. It's not a secret who Don King is, because I'm showing you Jesse Jackson has never left his side, and that's what gives MLK up. So I know what you're thinking. Which one of our other world leaders probably sold us out? Malcolm X? Huey Newton? Who were their characters after their alleged assassinations? If you really want to know, I might have a way we can speed this process up. Y'all see this link in my bio? Yeah, go ahead and download that playlist for me. It's my playlist, BY Lo-Fi. Y'all do that for me, I'll start pushing out more of these videos. I ain't like all these other people out here asking y'all for money. I don't want you to pay for nothing. All that I ask is that y'all pay attention. My name is BY is Real. Where I don't do conspiracies, I do real information. And as always,
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Shout out to BY is Real, my guy. Man, y'all let me know. Is this a reach? But I did some diving. I seen this a minute ago, and I've been holding it for I don't know how long. MLK wouldn't even go to certain events to speak on certain situations if it didn't bring him a certain amount of publicity. Is that true? Is it not? It's just a question. I did some deep diving. That's the question I got from it. Let me know if that's a reach.
I'm going to continue to post these types of videos until we start learning who we are as a people. And my reason behind that is we are the reason they brought the Africans over here. They couldn't break us. They couldn't beat us down. They couldn't make us work in the fields because we were already here when they got here and we knew the land better than them. And let's just get this clear. I don't even know how y'all managed to get that lie about transporting millions of Africans to the Americas in the first place. Common sense people. They had between 60 to 100, maybe 200 at the most people in the bottom of them ships. These are wooden ships. These are wooden ships. And they're coming across the Atlantic Ocean. For those of y'all who don't know, the Atlantic Ocean is very hard to cross. Our hurricanes come up through the Atlantic. The tornadoes, all that stuff we deal with in the United States, it comes up through the Atlantic Ocean. You're on the bottom of a boat. You're 10 to 12 inches from the person on top of you. And when I say on top of you, he's laid straight out on top of you, as if you guys were both in two different caskets. Now, you got to spend from 6 to 9 months on your back in this position with this person 6 to 12 inches over you, 6 to 12 inches under you, stacked as high as 10 people. During this time, not only are you 6 to 12 inches apart, face, you're laying flat on your back. Okay? When you lay flat on your back, stuff starts to coagulate. Your body changes. You're on the Atlantic Ocean. It's a very violent ocean. You're on your back. You're from Africa. You're not a sailor. You're not used to this type of thing. So you're probably seasick. You got women. They on their back too, right over you. Having their menstrual cycles. These people are chained together. These people are 6 to 12 inches from each other, stacked in columns of 10, shitting and pissing and having menstrual cycles on each other for a period from 6 to 9, sometimes longer, months. And one of the world's most violent oceans. There is no way in hell you brought that many people over here. You would have had to have ideal conditions. I spent 30 years in the Navy. The Atlantic Ocean is never an ideal condition. And if you think so, think about Katrina. Came through the Atlantic Ocean. The thing that bothers me the most as an American, we don't know who we are. They started calling us African Americans in 1988 because of Jesse Jackson. We were known as American Indians, as Tanos and Meridians. We have a various name. There's over 2 million American Indian tribes missing. They either got killed off by chicken pox or syphilis, or they went back down, or they fought in the wars. Christopher Columbus' clan, the British people, got here in the 1800s. Before they got here, Spanish was already here. The French were already here. The Dutch were already here. The history that's being taught to you is British history. It's not ours. I'm from Alabama. The tribe I came from, the area I come from, Alabambuas. I'm from Eufaula, Alabama. We're called Eufalas, but I never learned that in school. I learned that from doing research at college about who I am, because I had questions about who I am. Most of y'all should have some questions about who you are. In Alabama, you fall on the Catawba Treaty. The Catawba Treaty says Barber County, Alabama, is for Indians. What most people don't know when they read history book today, when they said Indians, they meant black people. The natives of the day were not on the East Coast. The natives of the day were not even down in the 50 states. They was up by Alaska. And if you look at the state of Alaska, for those of you who didn't pay attention in school, Alaska is as big as half of the United States. That's pretty damn big and pretty far away for real. It's so far away, it's closer to Russia than it is to you, and it's our country. Do your research. Look up the Catawba Treaty. The Catawba treaties in the United States take precedence. They're law. They're law. If you're Mexican, You probably fall under one of those treaties, but you don't know because a lot of people went back down south. We came up through the Yucatan. The Mayans, the Incas, the Aztecs, the Olmec, that's us. That's us. You look like you look because you are in a diaspora of Spanish people. Spanish people are white Mexican. You're a mulatto. You're a mulatto. Look at you. Look at your life, look at your people, and then look at the so-called African American. We have the same social issues. We have the same health issues. Hell, your mixed kids look like our mixed kids. A lot of people can't tell who we are. We are one and the same. And we need to get together because we need our country. We need our country. And when I say we need our country, I mean, and this is no hard feelings toward anybody. I don't hate anybody. I don't care. But the so-called natives are on our land, and they're claiming to be me. You're not me. You're not me. Because I would never be on a plantation, reservation, knowing what I know about my history. See, it's easy for you to do. You didn't do the Trail of Tears. And oh, for you people running around here talking about your Cherokee Creek, Muskegon, they were black tribes. So you're black. They don't teach our history. The majority of the people that call themselves Creek and Cherokee and Chickasaw and all that, they're not even that. Those were the tribes we were forced to join because they either killed off our tribe or they left. Look into your history, people, and stop letting people tell you things. Go read for yourself. Think of it like this right here. We're brilliant. And you know we're brilliant because they made a law that said not to teach us how to read. If you didn't think I can learn to read, you would have never came up with that law. You don't see no laws around here saying don't teach dogs how to read because we know dogs would never learn how to read. They don't teach our history. They know who we are. We don't know who we are.
So check this out, y'all. I guess this is their way of revealing these underground cities to us. So y'all know how Elon Musk is exposing everything, right? Well, he just exposed this huge underground city full of limestones where the retirement applications get processed. Yes, y'all, this huge underground mine that they're calling Time Warp is where retirement applications go and get processed. Check this out.
There's a limestone mine where we store all the retirement paperwork. And you look at a picture of this mine. We'll post some pictures afterwards. And this mine looks like something out of the 50s because it was started in 1955. So it looks like it's like a time warp. And then the speed, the limiting factor is the speed at which the mine shaft elevator can move determines how many people can retire from the federal government. And the elevator breaks down sometimes, and then nobody can retire. Doesn't that sound crazy?
I'm sure you guys have plenty questions, like why is retirement applications being processed underground in a huge underground mine that they're calling Time Warp? And predicated upon if the elevator works or not depends on how many people can retire. What is going on here? How come we never knew about this? And why is Elon Musk exposing everything? I told y'all that shift is here, the shift in power, the shift in everything. Big shifts going on. Let me know what you guys think about this video. What is he talking about? Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Let's continue to get this shift. Peace in.
It was wild that I didn't know how close my own wife was to the Clintons.
That you were married to her?
And well, I was married to her.
How close was she to the Clintons?
I mean, cell phone away, like, or hey, tell Ye to say this away, or hey, go out and use your platform to push.
So the last part of that, I ain't gonna be able to add.
I mean, I know he had to pass, but I think he was is a searing kind of pain. I mean, have you
Have you dealt with that? Have you accepted the fact he was?
No, because I'm a very optimistic person to a sense that I don't look at the real bad part of it. I look at no matter what happened to my father, he's not here.
Yeah.
So he's passed to me. I want to look at it in a good sense.
Yesterday, the Charlotte Observer reported that Hugh Rogers, the attorney for one of the teenagers accused of killing James Jordan, has new information concerning the case. Rogers now believes that the two suspects are innocent, that someone else murdered James Jordan, and then the two teens stumbled upon the James Jordan's car. He declined to give further detail.
Police findings seem to confirm the idea that they had yesterday that this was merely a random act of violence and not a premeditated murder. Again, throughout the morning, we'll continue to bring you the latest information we have on the arrest of two suspects in the murder of James Jordan. Now, private funeral services will be held this afternoon in Wallace, North Carolina.
And Tom Steiner is here with sports, and Michael Jordan seems to be dealing with the tragedy of his father's death quite well.
Yeah, he says he and his family are coping very well in the aftermath of his father's tragic death. And Michael Jordan faced the cameras in a packed news conference this morning, but the media was asked to limit their questions to the benefit tournament he is playing in this weekend in suburban Washington, D.C. Jordan said he committed to this Pro-Am event and wanted to keep his word. Besides, being around quality people in time of need only aids in the recovery process.
I saw Michael Jordan. I met Michael Jordan at this Michael Jordan party. It was at his party. And I never, I know it's some rumors that I asked him for an autograph and he said no, or like, that's a lie. I saw Michael Jordan. I'm at a party. And I don't ask nobody for nothing. I never do. I don't like when people overly do it to me. I had saw Michael Jordan taking pictures with girls. He was like, you know, and I ain't mad at it. He's taking pictures with people, you know what I'm saying? And he's taking pictures and he's just, every now and then taking pictures, you know what I'm saying? So then, later on, you know what I'm saying? I seen him and he was like, oh, there go Mike. And he was standing over there. He was with some of the Boston Celtics. He was with Spike Lee. He was with, I don't know, some other people. And I was just like, man, this is just that one moment where I'm going to say, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to ask Mike for a picture. And then I said, I went over there and I said, hey, fellas, you know, nobody was talking. They was just chilling, whatever, right? And I was just like, man, I don't mean to be rude, but Mike, I just want to know if I could get a picture. And then, now I understand, I kind of expected him to say no. So I wasn't mad if he said no, but the way he said it, he said, oh, hell nah, man, I ain't taking no pictures with no niggas. And he said it like that. And I was like, I kind of got stunned for a second because I was like, wait a second, I don't think he heard. I turned back and my boys were just looking at me like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of thought that he didn't hear what I said. And I was like, keep in mind, I had just came from a Reggie Bush event. Everybody knows about the Michael Jordan jersey, right? Me and Reggie Bush was doing this event, right? And he was auctioning off these jerseys. So I had to keep on raising my hand and bidding for these jerseys, right? And it was like, it was a Michael Jordan jersey, an Allen Iverson autograph, the Shaq, man, a Vince Carter. There was a whole bunch of jerseys, right? And I kept raising my hand. It was like 1,000. I raised my hand. They said 2,000. And some dude raised his hand. And they said 3,000. I raised my hand. They said 4,000. We kept going back and forth. And then I finally went over to him at 7,000. It was like, hey, man, stop raising your hand, man. You don't want them jerseys. And he was like, I said, man, how about we stop and then we both split the jerseys at 7,000 and we split the money. And he was like, all right, cool. So we didn't raise our hands no more. And then they said, sold to Chameleonaire and that guy right there for $7,000. So the guy tells me that he wasn't even tripping. He didn't even want to get the jerseys. He was just trying to show off to Kim Kardashian who was on the stage. I was like, man, this dude that made me pay $7,000 for these jerseys and he didn't even want the jerseys. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, whatever, right? I'm telling Michael the story. I'm like, I just bid $7,000 for a Michael Jordan jersey. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he goes, you know what? I'll tell you what. You pay $15,000 right now for a jersey from me and I'll take a picture with you. And keep in mind, Michael Jordan's real tall. He's looking down on me. And I'm looking up at him like, man, I've never been so heated in my life, man. My heart just started racing like, I'm about to steal off on this fool. And I thought about all the times when I used to pause the little video game or the basketball game and draw the picture of this dude dunking. I thought about all the times when I seen John Starks come baseline and just dunk on them fools. I thought about the time when Allen Iverson crossed them over and I was like, what? Jordan, how you let Allen Iverson cross you over? Like, big Michael Jordan fan. And it's just the way he did it. And then, who was it? Paul Pierce. So one of them was like, yo, hey man, chill out. That's Chameleonaire, man. He was like, I don't give up. And he cursed. He said, I don't give up, nigga. And I was like, and then you know what I did? I just sat there for a second. I just sat there and looked at him. And then I turned to Spike Lee and I said, you know what? I appreciate it, bro. That's all good. And I shook Spike Lee's hand. And they all had that look like, man, you know, that's just how Mike is. You know what I'm saying? I shook everybody's hand and then I walked off. And then Ray Allen was over there. And Ray Allen was like, hey man, he took a picture with me. I guess they was kind of doing it because they kind of felt kind of like a certain way or something. You know, I took a picture with Paul Pierce and everything, but it wasn't really even that big a deal. I expected him to say no. It's just the way he said it. It was the most rudest. I'm probably not even repeating it as mean as he said it. So after that, I was like, wow, man, this dude he must feel a certain way inside where he just treat people like that. And keep in mind, when I used to stay in Chicago, a lot of y'all know about I used to stay in Chicago, the people that I used to stay with, they used to tell me all the time that Michael Jordan is bad, man. He just be smoking weed, cursing all day. I didn't believe it. I was like, no way, not Michael. You know what I'm saying? Because the image that he portrayed. And then it was like, they knew because they used to clean his cars. They used to work for
Damn, hopefully that clip can stay in. I seen that years ago. It's like, damn. I heard things like that too. Some people gonna be like, well, you watched The Last Dance. Yeah, but I mean, you're just not supposed to move like that. But a lot of athletes, they move like that. When you see certain people, they get to a certain status, they switch or they change, they show who they truly is. You gotta stay solid, man. Gotta stay loyal to who you are. Gotta stay you and stay true. But y'all know we made it to the end of this. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. I know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. I appreciate you if you stuck all the way through. Till I see y'all in the next one, y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know it.